Guardians of Thicketwood. Chapter 1. The Village on the Edge. In the quaint village of Greenhaven, nestled on the edge of the vast and verdant Thicketwood forest, 12-year-old Ethan lived with his caring grandmother. His parents had passed away when he was just a baby, and his grandmother had taken him in, raising him with love and kindness. Greenhaven was a small village, where everyone knew each other, and life was simple. The villagers were farmers, craftsmen, and traders, living in harmony with the surrounding nature. Ethan's grandmother, a wise and gentle woman, often told him stories of the magical creatures that were said to dwell within the depths of the forest. She spoke of ancient spirits, talking animals, and enchanted beings that roamed the woods, protecting the balance of life. Ethan's imagination was fueled by these tales, and his curiosity grew with each passing day. Being a curious and adventurous young boy, Ethan spent most of his free time exploring the woods. He would venture deep into the forest, wandering along the twisting trails, and discovering hidden nooks and crannies. The villagers often warned him not to stray too far, as they believed that the forest could be dangerous and unpredictable. However, Ethan was never afraid. He felt a deep connection to the woods, and believed in the magic his grandmother had spoken of. One fateful day, Ethan decided to venture further into the forest than ever before. He packed a small bag with food, water, and a compass, and set off on his journey. As he walked deeper into the woods, he noticed that the sunlight filtering through the leaves seemed to have an otherworldly quality. The air was thick with the scent of wild flowers and damp earth, and the sounds of bird song and rustling leaves filled his ears. As Ethan wandered further, he stumbled upon a hidden path, barely noticeable beneath the dense foliage. Intrigued, he decided to follow it, wondering where it might lead. The path twisted and turned, leading him deeper into the heart of the forest. Eventually, he came upon a breathtaking glade illuminated by ethereal light. The clearing was like nothing he had ever seen before, with vibrant wildflowers carpeting the ground, and a small, crystal-clear pond at its center. In the heart of this enchanted sanctuary, Ethan encountered a family of majestic white deer. The sight of these magnificent creatures took his breath away, and he knew he had found something extraordinary. The white deer stood calmly, their large, intelligent eyes observing him without fear. Ethan sensed a deep wisdom within these creatures, and he felt an inexplicable connection to them. As he cautiously approached the deer, he noticed that they seemed to welcome his presence. The largest and most impressive of them, a magnificent stag with a crown of towering antlers, stepped forward. Ethan could tell that this was the leader of the white deer family, and he felt a deep sense of awe in the stag's presence. Little did Ethan know that this chance encounter would mark the beginning of an incredible adventure. One that would test his courage, strengthen his friendships, and change the course of his life forever. As he stood in the enchanted glade, surrounded by the magical white deer, he felt a powerful connection to the forest and the magic that dwelled within it. This connection would guide him on his journey and help him discover the true power of friendship, courage, and the indomitable spirit of nature. Chapter 2: The Guardians of the Forest. Over the following weeks, Ethan visited the enchanted glade as often as he could, spending time with the white deer family and learning more about them. The magnificent stag introduced himself as Artemis, the leader and protector of the white deer. The other deer, though not as grand as Artemis, were just as captivating and wise. Ethan soon discovered that they could communicate with him, not through words, but through feelings and images that they shared with him in his mind. Artemis revealed to Ethan that the white deer were the guardians of Thicketwood Forest. Their purpose was to maintain the delicate balance of life within the forest and protect the many magical creatures that called it home. Over the years, the white deer had developed a deep understanding of the forest's secrets. The cycles of nature, and the intricate web of connections that bound all living things together. As Ethan spent more time with the white deer, he began to form a strong bond with them. He felt a great sense of belonging and purpose, knowing that he had a role to play in protecting the enchanted glade and the magical creatures that lived within the forest. With each visit, he learned more about the forest's mysteries and its inhabitants, from the tiniest insects to the most ancient trees. One day, while Ethan was visiting the white deer in the glade, he noticed an ominous shadow on the edge of the clearing. The white deer seemed to sense the darkness as well, and they became tense and alert. As the shadow crept closer, it revealed itself to be a sinister sorcerer named Mordecai. He was a tall, gaunt man with piercing eyes, and a dark, twisted aura that seemed to cling to him like a shadow. Mordecai's presence sent a shiver down Ethan's spine, and he instinctively knew that this man posed a grave danger to the white deer and the forest itself. The sorcerer stepped into the glade, his eyes locked onto the white deer with a predatory hunger. In a cold, calculating voice, Mordecai revealed his intentions to capture the white deer and harness their powers for his own dark purposes. He believed that by consuming their essence, he could gain the power to control the forest and bend its magic to his will. Artemis, sensing the danger Mordecai posed, called upon the power of the enchanted glade to drive the sorcerer away. A surge of energy pulsed through the clearing, and the ground shook with the force of the white deer's magic. The plants and trees around Mordecai seemed to come to life, their branches and vines wrapping around him, constricting him, and forcing him to retreat. Though the white deer had succeeded in driving Mordecai away, they knew it was only a temporary victory. The sorcerer's determination to capture the white deer and exploit their power was clear, and it was only a matter of time before he returned. In that moment, Artemis made a decision that would forever change the course of Ethan's life. He chose the young boy to embark on a perilous quest to save the white deer family and the enchanted glade from Mordecai's dark designs. Chapter 3: The quest begins expanded. Artemis explained to Ethan that, in order to protect the White Deer family and the enchanted glade from Mordecai's dark ambitions, they would need to recover a long-lost artifact known as the Heart of Thicketwood. This powerful relic held the essence of the forest's magic and could amplify the White Deer's powers, making them strong enough to permanently ward off Mordecai. Ethan felt a mixture of excitement and fear at the thought of embarking on such an important quest. He knew that it would be dangerous, and that he would face many challenges along the way. But he also felt a strong sense of responsibility to protect the White Deer and the forest they called home. Artemis assured Ethan that he would not face this journey alone. The White Deer would be with him in spirit, guiding him and lending him their strength. Before setting out on his quest, Ethan returned to Greenhaven to gather supplies and say goodbye to his grandmother. He told her about the White Deer, the enchanted glade, and the quest he had been entrusted with. His grandmother listened with a mix of concern and pride, and she gave him her blessing, along with a treasured family heirloom. A small, intricately carved wooden pendant that had belonged to his parents. As Ethan prepared to leave the village, a young girl named Willow approached him. She had overheard his conversation with his grandmother, and was intrigued by his story. Willow had a mysterious connection to the forest, and she was able to communicate with the animals that lived within it. Sensing that she could be a valuable ally, Ethan asked her to join him on his quest, and she agreed. Together, Ethan and Willow ventured into the depths of Thicketwood Forest, following the clues and guidance provided by the White Deer. As they traveled, they encountered a variety of magical creatures, some friendly and some hostile. They met a wise old owl who shared riddles and ancient knowledge, a playful band of sprites that tested their wit and agility, and a fearsome pack of shadow wolves that stalked them through the darkness. Through each encounter, Ethan and Willow relied on their courage, resourcefulness, and the bond they shared with the White Deer and the forest itself. Their connection to the magic of Thicketwood grew stronger with each passing day, and they began to discover hidden talents and abilities they never knew they possessed. They learned to harness the power of the forest's elements, manipulate the growth of plants, and even communicate with the trees themselves. As they continued their journey, they discovered that the heart of Thicketwood was hidden deep within the most ancient and sacred part of the forest, a place known as the Elder Grove. To reach the relic, they would have to navigate a treacherous labyrinth of ancient trees, overcome a series of formidable guardians, and unlock the secrets of the forest's magic. Ethan and Willow pressed onward, determined to fulfill their quest and protect the enchanted glade, the White Deer family, and the magical creatures that called Thicketwood Forest home. The challenges they faced would test their strength, their courage, and the bond they shared with each other and the natural world. But with each step closer to the heart of Thicketwood, they grew more confident in their abilities and their resolve to save the forest from Mordecai's dark grasp. Chapter 4: The Elder Grove. After many days of travel, Ethan and Willow finally reached the entrance to the Elder Grove. The ancient trees that surrounded them stood tall and imposing, their gnarled branches reaching skyward like the arms of ancient guardians. The air within the grove was thick with the scent of age-old wisdom and untamed magic. As they cautiously ventured into the heart of the grove, Ethan and Willow felt the immense power that pulsed through the forest, resonating with the energy of the white deer and the heart of Thicketwood itself. The deeper they traveled, the more they realized that the Elder Grove was a living labyrinth, its paths shifting and changing as the ancient trees responded to their presence. To navigate this ever-changing maze, Ethan and Willow relied on their connection to the white deer and their newfound abilities. They communicated with the ancient trees, coaxing them to reveal hidden paths, and guiding them through the twisting, turning passages of the grove. As they made their way through the labyrinth, they encountered a series of challenges designed to test their worthiness to retrieve the heart of Thicketwood. They faced off against a ferocious, enchanted bear that could control the earth itself, outwitted a cunning trickster fox with the power of illusion, and resisted the mesmerizing song of a siren that threatened to lure them off their path and into eternal slumber. Through each challenge, Ethan and Willow drew upon their courage, resourcefulness, and the bond they shared with the white deer and the forest itself. They learned to trust in their own abilities and the magic that flowed through them, growing stronger and more confident with each victory. Finally, after overcoming the many trials of the Elder Grove, Ethan and Willow arrived at the heart of the labyrinth, where the heart of Thicketwood awaited them. The relic was a stunning, iridescent gemstone, pulsing with the power and essence of the forest itself. As they reached for the artifact, they knew that their journey was far from over. The greatest challenge still lay ahead of them. They had to confront Mordecai and use the power of the heart of Thicketwood to protect the enchanted glade and the white deer family. With the heart of Thicketwood in their possession, Ethan and Willow left the Elder Grove, ready to face the sinister sorcerer and defend the magical forest they had come to love. As they prepared for the final battle, they knew that they would not be alone. The strength of the white deer, the spirits of the forest, and the bond they shared with each other would guide them and give them the power they needed to triumph over darkness. Chapter 5: The Battle for Thicketwood. Armed with the heart of Thicketwood, Ethan and Willow made their way back towards the enchanted glade, where they knew Mordecai would be waiting. As they approached the glade, they could sense the sorcerer's dark presence, his sinister energy poisoning the air and wilting the once vibrant flowers. When they finally reached the clearing, they found Mordecai standing before the white deer, his twisted smile revealing his confidence in his impending victory. He had already captured Artemis and the white deer family within a cage of shadowy vines, and their strength seemed to be fading under the weight of Mordecai's dark magic. Ethan and Willow knew that they had to act quickly to save their friends and the forest they loved. They stepped forward, bravely confronting Mordecai, and brandishing the heart of Thicketwood. The sorcerer's eyes widened in surprise, and a flicker of fear crossed his face, as he realized that the two young heroes had succeeded in their quest. But Mordecai was not easily deterred. He unleashed a torrent of dark magic, intending to seize the heart of Thicketwood, and crush Ethan and Willow beneath his power. The young heroes stood their ground, calling upon the strength of the white deer and the power of the forest to protect them. As the dark magic met the brilliant light of the heart of Thicketwood, the two forces clashed in a breathtaking display of power and fury. Ethan and Willow fought valiantly, their connection to the white deer and the forest amplifying the power of the heart of Thicketwood. They channeled the relic's energy, creating a shield of pure, radiant light that repelled Mordecai's attacks, and slowly weakened his hold on the white deer family. As the battle raged on, Ethan and Willow knew that they could not simply defend against Mordecai's onslaught. They had to find a way to defeat him, once and for all. They called upon the spirits of the forest, asking for their aid in this desperate battle. The ancient trees, magical creatures, and elemental forces of Thicketwood answered their call, lending their strength to the young heroes. With the combined power of the heart of Thicketwood, the white deer, and the spirits of the forest behind them, Ethan and Willow unleashed a surge of pure, radiant energy. The brilliant light engulfed Mordecai, stripping him of his dark magic, and banishing him from the enchanted glade forever. As Mordecai's dark presence vanished, the shadowy vines that held the white deer captive withered and fell away. The enchanted glade seemed to come back to life. Vibrant flowers blooming once more, and the air filling with the sweet scent of wildflowers and the songs of birds. With the sorcerer defeated, and the heart of Thicketwood restored to its rightful place, balance was once again restored to Thicketwood Forest. Ethan and Willow had succeeded in their quest, and their bravery, determination, and the unbreakable bond they shared with the white deer and the forest had saved the enchanted glade and its magical inhabitants from the darkness. As they stood among the white deer, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude, Ethan and Willow knew that their adventures in Thicketwood Forest had forever changed them. They had discovered the power within themselves, the magic of the natural world, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship and courage that could overcome even the darkest of challenges. And though their journey had come to an end, they knew that their connection to the enchanted glade and the white deer family would last a lifetime. Chapter 6: A New Beginning. With Mordecai banished and the heart of Thicketwood returned to its rightful place, peace and harmony had been restored to Thicketwood Forest. Ethan and Willow had proven themselves as true protectors of the enchanted glade and the magical creatures that inhabited it. The white deer family, now safe from the sorcerer's clutches, expressed their deep gratitude to the two young heroes. In the days that followed, word of their heroic deeds spread throughout the forest, and magical beings from all corners came to offer their thanks and praise. The enchanted glade became a hub of celebration, as the creatures of Thicketwood reveled in the victory over darkness and the new-found unity that bound them all together. Ethan and Willow, now recognized as guardians of the forest, continued to deepen their connection to the magic of Thicketwood and the wisdom of the white deer. They spent their days exploring the mysteries of the forest, learning from the ancient trees, and protecting the enchanted glade from any threats that might arise. In time, their friendship with the white deer family evolved into a profound bond, transcending mere companionship and becoming an unbreakable spiritual connection. The white deer, in turn, shared their ancient knowledge and magic with Ethan and Willow, helping them grow and develop their own unique powers. As the years passed, Ethan and Willow took on the mantle of protectors of Thicketwood Forest, ensuring that the enchanted glade and its magical inhabitants would remain safe and thrive. They became a symbol of hope and unity for the creatures of the forest, embodying the power of friendship and the strength that can be found in the harmony between nature and its guardians. Meanwhile, the people of Greenhaven, aware of the magical wonders that existed just beyond their village, grew to appreciate and respect the natural world that surrounded them. The stories of Ethan and Willow's adventures became the stuff of legend, inspiring the villagers to embrace the magic and beauty of Thicketwood Forest and to live in harmony with the land and its inhabitants. As for Ethan and Willow, their lives were forever changed by their experiences in the enchanted glade and their bond with the white deer family. They had discovered a world of magic, wonder, and adventure that they would continue to explore and protect for the rest of their days. In the end, the story of Ethan, Willow, and the white deer family became a tale of love, friendship, and the unbreakable connection between all living things. Their journey was a testament to the power of unity and the importance of protecting the beauty and magic that exists in the natural world. And though their adventures would take them to many new and exciting places, they would always carry with them the lessons they had learned and the memories of their time in the enchanted glade of Thicketwood Forest.